Cancer, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. I know it's been a minute. I hope you're doing well, and I hope your summer is getting off to a good start here. Happy birthday. For those of you celebrating birthdays in July, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. We are going to be taking a look at July and seeing what's in store for your birthday month. Okay? Let's get into it. Show me Cancer for the month of July, please. Show me Cancer for the month of July 2025. Show me Cancer, please, for the month of July last time. Show me Cancer. All right, thank you. Six of Pentacles. Okay, so choosing where you put your energy, what you give your energy to, perhaps even a changing of priorities here, but balance, right? And how do we maintain that balance in the physical landscape? Choosing, what am I giving to, what am I not giving enough to, and how to keep that balance and ultimately look out for your health and well-being, right? Oh, there you are. Hello. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. We've got the Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, Eight of Cups, the Chariot, and the Page of Pentacles, right? So we go 6, 7, 8, and then to you. So I'm wondering what we're progressing through. This does feel like a progression, and you are here, right? Or you want to be here. You want to be past this. The sevens typically do deal in conflict, right? And this idea of okay, we've been through some initial conflict where things have gotten icky and sticky, and now we're at a point where we're confronting ourselves and confronting, for some of you, perhaps your own energy, or that energy that you give to other people, right? In this case, what are you guarded about? This reads to me as potentially a little confrontational, and I'm wondering why. If that doesn't resonate, still that idea of being guarded, right? I feel that wand in my hand, it feels heavy and it's hurting, but I'm gripping it so tight, right? For fear of letting it go, letting my guard down. Okay, the Eight of Cups here. So the only water that I'm seeing, but you are here in this reading. So again, not overly concerned with that. But showing up, walking away from something known to you, or leaving something behind, right? And with hope, and again, we'll clarify, but I'm wondering if it's not leaving a part of your guardedness behind, right? And showing up here from a stance of, this is me, right? I don't need to guard myself. I don't need to block myself against anything. I will show up. The universe will take care of me. I will take care of myself. And there's no reason to be guarded or no reason to block my energy, who I am, or anything like that. I am me. I am Cancer. You know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe is what I'm getting here. And so choosing what you give your energy and your effort to, are you going to spend time blocking, or are you going to spend time, just being who you are, Cancer? You know what I'm saying? And so it's, hopefully we are letting down some sort of guard here, because there is strength and vulnerability, right? It's just, again, easier said than done, as so much of the work that we do is. Page of Pentacles here. Excuse me, looking out into your landscape here, there does seem to be some analyzation here. You're not really... Let's see. That two... See, this is interesting because you're looking out in your landscape here, but you're hesitating on what to do next, or what should what life should bring you. It's almost like you're trying to not, you're planning, but you don't. Perhaps you're planning, but you're not overthinking what's to come. And that is what your work is this month, Cancer. You're planning, but you're not overthinking, right? We're not letting the mind dominate. We're not letting the emotions dominate either, which can be, again, easier said than done. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's not your work this month, to not overthink and perhaps be more grounded, be more in the moment, with things that are coming your way, both expected and not. Let's get some more clarification here for Cancer. Show me Cancer, please, for July. Show me Cancer for July, please. Last time. Show me Cancer. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So lots of Pentacles, which again leads me to believe that whatever work you're doing or whatever you're kind of being prioritizing this month has to do with day-to-day tasks, right? So it could be work, it could be home life, it could be anything within your physical landscape that you give your time, energy, effort to. Okay. And you're working hard at it, right? You're working hard to it feels like rejig things a little bit, but you're getting there. You know what I mean? You have your eye on the prize. I don't know if I said the clarifiers here. So the Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. And so your eye is on the prize. You're hard at work. King of Pentacles here. It's almost like if you're not successful with this thing yet, it's this knowing that you will be successful. It's just a matter of time. And that kind of confidence here, that kind of knowing that you're like so close, is exciting, right? Your eye is literally on the prize with that Page of Wands showing up here, and that's what's keeping you going, right? You know your end result, you know that you're close to getting there, and so it's just like, okay, let's keep going, let's keep working, let's keep doing, right? And that is really quite lovely. You're working. You know what I mean? You're working this month. You're no birthday months off for you, Cancer. That's funny. Let's see what else we have here. All right. For that Seven of Wands here, we've got the Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, so definitely definitely showing me, like, for this kind of guarded energy here, the time has come for you to have an open mind about something, or change your mind about something, and that it looks good and it feels good, right? With that kind of Leo energy showing up here. It's interesting because your Six of Pentacles is clarified by Pentacles. Your Seven of Wands is clarified by Wands. Your Eight of Cups is clarified by Cups. And you are clarified by Two Major. Yeah, so the work you're doing, I mean, just based on that alone, right? It feels like even. It feels balanced. It feels controlled, right? This is not you by any means, flying off the handle or acting impulsively. Like, this is like very much the best of chariot energy in terms of you're taking small measured steps to get to where you want to go, and you know you will be successful. It is just a matter of time, right? Speaking on the Seven of Wands here, like I said, with that Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Hanged Man, there is some new perspective that you have attained, or you will attain shortly. And that is why it's almost like, okay, I need to let my guard down. Or a situation has happened where your guard was down and it worked well for you, and that kind of propelled you to this perspective of, do I have to remain on guard all the time? Can I feel safe in my own skin, safe as who I am as a Cancer, to, approach people with a certain level of openness and approach life with a certain level of vulnerability? And can I give measured, give in a measured way to certain things and still remain open and unguarded, right? He's not blocked here. He's giving openly and freely of his own free will, right? And doing so with that open vulnerability, right? And so I'm wondering, like, if that's kind of what your goal is this month, or if that's kind of what is happening for you this month, Cancer. But you're approaching, it's like, okay, the time is right for this to happen. The time is right for me to open up a little bit more here, and not only give a little bit more, but receive a little bit more as well, right? And when you are open, you can receive more of the universe's gifts. You can receive more from other people. You can also give more yourself and show up more yourself, right? Which is really quite lovely. Heading into that Eight of Cups, and it is, right? It is a progression that's happening here. You know what you need to work on. You know you will be successful. It is just a matter of time. We have decided we're going to be more open and more vulnerable and give our energy, some room to breathe, right? Instead of kind of that panicked breathing, think like big, deep breaths, right? Eight of Cups here. We have that clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Moon. So yeah, I mean, big cup energy here for you at the heart of your reading, knowing what is in your cup, knowing what these boundaries are, knowing that you have enough to give, right? Again, with that six. So not only are you giving in your physical landscape, but you're giving emotionally, right? You are open emotionally. There's a vulnerability in that, right? Perhaps rectifying past relationships or old relationships here, in that, perhaps there's some healing that needs to take place, or some healing to yourself, some forgiveness of yourself for not being perhaps open in the way that you wanted to in certain moments. And that might be a point of, regret, or, a memory you don't look back fondly on, right? But kind of giving yourself that closure in a way of, I release myself from the burden of carrying this weight, or this perceived notion of being at fault because I could not give more to this, or I could not give in the way that this person, place, or thing wanted me to, right? Again, take what resonates there, but very much the idea remains giving yourself closure for the things that you weren't fully aware of, and forgiving yourself for not having the insight perhaps that you have now, and not having that openness and that vulnerability that you have now, and having that conversation with yourself or with somebody else, whoever that, if there is another person, like I said, take what resonates, but having that conversation to release you and release them, if there is a them, from that situation. right? And that feels quite monumental for you. Almost like forgiving yourself for not having the knowledge then, or for reacting poorly, or, at the end of the day, not being open and vulnerable in a way that maybe you can be now, right? We change, we evolve, we make mistakes, life gets messy, we get messy, right? And we have to be able to forgive ourselves and as well forgive other people for the mistakes that they've made, for the reactions that they made when they didn't have all the knowledge, or if they weren't at their best selves, right? Giving grace to you and to the situation, to the other person that's involved, right? That kind of idea here. And it seems to be a nice progression of like, externally we're working hard on something that starts to change our energy a little bit and open us up a little bit more, so that we can realize, oh, okay, we're directing our energy in a different way. Then you're opening yourself up emotionally, right? It's kind of hitting these different layers inside of you, to show like there is a progression of work here, and that work is, integrating into you, Cancer, and kind of elevating your experience here, right? And elevating your growth here. Coming into the Chariot, we have the Five of Wands, the Death, and the Fool here. So again, yeah, like you are changing, you are transforming. And I think the biggest thing here of note is that your energy is different, or it wants to be different. There's a desire here in how you interact and what you direct your energy to, and how you direct your energy is wanting change, right? And part of that change with that Fool, it's you have to let go. And I know this to be such a hard thing just in general, but it's especially for Cancer. It's this idea, letting go of old attachments, old feelings, old wounds, right? And that's part of this work here, right? With that Eight of Cups, we're letting go of what no longer serves. We are releasing part of us. And this feels like releasing part of some trauma, right? Forgiving and releasing is what I'm seeing here, right? Releasing that from your cup and saying, I no longer wish to hold this, because if I do, it will turn my cup rotten. And I know this. So I release it and I let it go. And I allow that change to come through. And I allow myself to capitalize on that change, because I no longer want to direct my energy in that way, right? You've decided that. And so this is happening. This is the progression. This is the movement, right? And so it's, it's a journey. It's a journey, and it's hard, and it's challenging. And it's, I think for a lot of Cancers just in general, the kind of recurring theme seems to be letting go. That is the hardest thing to do, is to let go. But once you do that, right, there becomes an openness and a freedom, in the sense of, taking those big deep breaths and living from a place of power in that vulnerability, right? And feeling that sun, and feeling the illumination of everything, that everything has now come to the light, that I see myself in full, warts and all, and I do not shrink away. In fact, I lean in more, right? And that's, really quite beautiful. Leaning into Three of Cups, leaning into that pain, recognizing that it is there, but it is, at the end of the day, it's a 3, right? It's painful, but the more we hold on to it, the more attention we give it without healing from it, the worse and more distorted it gets. But if we release that 3, we feel it and we move on with that Fool energy, it remains a 3. And we can deal with a 3. We can maneuver, we can heal from a 3. right? We just have to stop digging or moving that sword around, right? We just have to rip the Band-Aid and illuminate it into the sun and lean into, yes, this hurt me, or this person did this, or I did this, and we're not, it's becomes a thing of let's not relive the pain. Let's heal from the pain collectively and move on, right? Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity here to finish a cycle, to be done with that energy, to release that energy from that, from reacting in that way. Because I think you want to be free from this, right? And that's why you're doing this work in the first place. You want to be free from this, but you have to you have to do the work alongside it, and you have to let go. And it feels like you're so close. You're so close to that. Show me a little bit more clarification here for Cancer. Show me a little bit more clarification for Cancer, please. Last time. Show me more clarification for Cancer, please. Thank you. Six of Wands. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles and that cycle. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Four of Cups. Four of Cups, you resisting. You're showing up, but you're like, I don't want to hear this right now. I don't want to hear this right now. That's what you're saying to me, right? Page of Pentacles. But I do want things to change, right? And again, it's like that Four of Cups holds nothing to the court cards. It holds nothing to the major cards, to the work that you're trying to do. So don't give into these, these like, these attempts to hold you back. You know what I mean? That's it. It's just doing you a disservice, and I think you know that. You know that. Otherwise you wouldn't be here, and I get it. Letting go is hard. Doing the thing is hard, right? Fully committing is challenging, especially when it involves confrontation such as this and letting your guard down in this way, right? It's scary. I get it, right? But to be open and to breathe deep and to be under the sun and acknowledge that 3 is just a 3. Right? And there's so much more that you have inside you, so much more that the people around you have, that your loved ones, that your home, that your life, that what you have created. There's so much more than that 3 of Swords, right? So stop looking at that 3 as if it's this big thing, because you're holding yourself back, and you know that from enjoying your life to the fullest. Right? It's like, I don't want to see this right now, but you do want to see it, right? 6 of Wands coming in here, right? And we have that 6 here. So again, it's this idea of, continuing on and channeling your, this 6, it's quite beautiful because he is holding that staff. He is holding that wand. He is holding that opportunity, and he is controlling where he is directing his energy. And he is directing his energy forward. He carries on. He moves on forward. Knowing what he has, knowing what he survived, knowing what he's won and what he's lost. And he moves on. He does not linger in any spot. He continues to move forward, right? 10 of Pentacles here, end of a cycle, right? Knowing what matters, your family, right? And if this is something that is holding you back from family, or holding you back from enjoying your family or enjoying what you have created, right, in your physical landscape. Again, work, family, job, take it as it resonates. But it feels like this here, this guarded energy, Cancer, you recognize needs to end because it is impacting your ability to enjoy that, your happiness here, right? Your happy place. And so once you put that down, it's almost like, again, like, okay, we can see this for what it is and all that it has to offer, right? And you had a hand in that, right? You had a hand in creating your happy place, right? So why are you not enjoying it? What is holding you back from enjoying that? Right? Knight of Wands here. Again, like this idea of, Knight of Wands here, right? We're passionate about this. We actively want to move forward. Again, he is in control. He's moving. This is beautiful, actually. He's moving through that water, right? Very balanced here. He is navigating those waters with the new passion. He is directing where his energy goes into that emotion. He is steering his ship, emotionally speaking. You know what I mean? He understands that there might be waves that come up or certain emotions that come up, but he is in control of steering clear or, steering himself into those waves and into that bumpy water. Right? And the dog is cute too. Queen of Swords here. New wisdom, right? And so with this work kind of from a major setting, the major arcana with the Death and the Fool here, it does not surprise me in the slightest that Queen of Swords is showing up because this work is hard. And it is impressing upon you some new truth or some new perspective, right? And it is not easy. And the Queen shows up when things are not easy, when you have been through it and you are further along in your journey. And you can look back and reflect and say, hey, first of all, kudos to me because I did that thing and it was really hard and scary, but I did it. And you can look at it and you can say, I changed in this way, or my perspective is different because of this. I have learned because of this, right? And I think that is the ultimate mission here, right? That is the goal. Wow. I mean, some amazing, amazing work that you're doing this month, Cancer, truly. I really do hope that you jump just like that Fool is asking of you, right? Just like you're asking of yourself. It's like, it's, I feel the resistance. But you deserve, happiness. You deserve to live a full life. And I think you recognize that and you're, really coming to a point where you realize it's time to let this go for the betterment of your life enjoyment, right? And so that really is nice to see. Don't give me that Four of Cups energy. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's funny. You want to see a better life for yourself. You want to live happier. You want to live fuller. And, who doesn't want that, right? But we got to do the work for it. Thank you so much for stopping by and gaining some insight into your July. I really appreciate you showing up here, especially since it has been so long. And I really hope that you appreciate the reading. Okay. Put it in the comments. Let me know if you like the dog. Because I really do. Thank you so much, Cancer. I wish you all the best through July and beyond. And thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Okay. You take care.